The former Chief Scientific Advisor, Sir David King, said yesterday that COVID-19 figures were evidence of another wave, a third wave appearing, amid concern about also COVID cases, particularly among the immigrant population in this country. They are much, much, much higher than among the home-born parts of the nation. This, of course, as we told that Chris Whitty and Sir Patrick Vallance had given a briefing to ministers, no doubt not all cabinet ministers, because God forbid the cabinet should make a cabinet decision. It's just Matthew Hancock and Michael Gove who make these decisions these days. And their briefing was that, well, we probably need to delay because we are looking at the need to get double jabs for all over 50s and, of course, the 3-week delay on that into effect. This, of course, as under 30s now eligible to get their vaccine, 25 to 30-year-olds in England, all up from 18 plus, able to get their jabs in Wales, which has had a fantastic rollout. But possibility of a 2-week delay to lockdown easing on the June the 21st. Does it matter? Just another 2 weeks to sort it all out? Or is this just the start of yet more 2-week and 2-week and 2-week delays? Let's talk to Dr. Richard Taylor. He's a former independent MP. He sat on the Health Select Committee when he was in Parliament, and he's a member of the National Health Action Party. Good morning to you, Richard.
Hello, Julia. Good morning.
Good morning. Lovely to talk to you. Yet again, we've got doom and gloom. We talk of possibly a third wave. We talk about the need of this Indian variant being more transmissible and therefore needing to get more people jabbed. Does that justify delaying exit from lockdown?
It's absolutely justified. We've got to take the risk very, very seriously. It's a deadly virus. Viruses are such clever organisms. They can change much more rapidly than we can change the defenses against them. And they're not like bacteria where we've got antibiotics that will work. The antiviral drugs are few and far between and not always that effective. So, yeah, we've got to take the risk very seriously.
Well, I mean, I think we've been taking the risk pretty seriously for the last year and a bit, have we not? The reality is we do have vaccines. The reality is that the vast majority of people who've not been jabbed are at exceedingly low risk of getting seriously ill or dying of this disease, that we have improved treatment as well. How much risk are we willing to take? Because we know that thousands of people die of flu every winter, and we don't lock down the country. We don't stop people meeting, people particularly who are at low risk. Why is it absolutely justified?
I think the justification is because it is so infectious and you can have it for several days before you know you've got it. So you're moving around, you're spreading it to other people, and the elderly are still very vulnerable.
Even after we've got like virtually 99% double jabbed in some communities.
The trouble is there are still some anti-vaxxers around, aren't there? So there are a number of people who are not getting it and whose kids are not getting it, which is absolutely awful.
Well, it's absolutely terrible if people aren't taking the medical advice to take it, but I'm not entirely sure why millions and millions of people should have their freedoms curtailed because some people, when offered a vaccine, choose not to take it. Not really my problem.
No. There's no answer to that, is it?
There is an answer to that. Well, why is it if someone has been given the advice, and if someone, I can understand if you've got communities where people are less trusting of the health service or authorities and other people have gone in and their church leaders or imams or whatever have gone in and they're trying to persuade people to have the vaccine. If they choose not to have it, we keep the rest of the country on ice for the rest of time because some people refuse to have the vaccine? That's not right. There is an answer to that, Richard, and what is it?
What is the answer to that? The answer to the anti-vaxxers is to make them have it. But this is a free country.
Make them have it.
And you can't do that, can you?
So if you're not going to force people to have them, which, by the way, we should not be forcing anyone to have medical treatment, that would be unethical. So at what point, if they're not going to take the vaccine, how long do you think the rest of us should have our lives curtailed because some people still continue to want to have their lives at risk?
Oh, dear me, that's unanswerable.
No, Richard Taylor, it's not unanswerable.
Well, OK, I think the lockdown should continue indefinitely until we've got rid of this wretched bug. Yes.
I wish I had something that could beep out the words I'm saying in my head right now to you. So until we wipe out COVID for good, until every single person is vaccinated, and by the way, even if everyone is vaccinated, there'll still be people who die of COVID. As you know, it's not 100%. Same with any vaccine. You think we should be locked down for good. Richard, may I ask, do you just not have many friends and not live a very interesting life? Is that why you're not that bothered about having your life curtailed?
Oh dear. No, we're talking in theory, aren't
No,
we?
no. We're
No.
bloody not talking in theory. We're talking about people's lives. We've only got one life on this planet. I'm an atheist. I don't think there's anything waiting for me in the afterlife. This is it. This is all we've got. And I want to live my life, and millions of other people want to live their lives. Children want to be at school. They don't want to wear masks on public transport. They want to go on holiday. They want to meet people. They want to have parties and weddings and enjoy their lives and go to the pub and just live a normal life. And you think it's all a theory. This is the issue. There are an awful lot of people like you who think that we should have a zero risk life. The rest of us are realistic and accept that there are risks in life. But we're being held back by people like you. How about you stay at home for the rest of your life, you wear a mask sitting on your own in your car if you want to, and the rest of us get on with normal life? Would that be okay? I don't know why you find it funny. I don't think this is funny. I don't think taking people's freedoms is funny.
No, it isn't funny. It's extremely serious.
But you think it's okay?
I think we've got to live with a lockdown for a certain period, and nobody yet can say what that period is.
When does it end? What's the point for you at which it ends? As a doctor and as a former MP, when does it end?
We don't know that, because viruses are so incredibly clever. They can leap ahead of our defences and they can fight back.
So we stay in lockdown forever then, basically?
We stay in lockdown until we know that it is no longer spreading and that it's not going round the rest of the world. It's a terrible,
that's forever. No, Richard, that's forever. That is forever.
Oh, dear. Well, sadly, it can't be forever, but that's the idea.
Sadly, it can't be forever. It's sad that we can't remain in lockdown forever.
No, it is sad that this wretched bug cannot be controlled.
But it can. We've got the vaccine. We've got dozens of, half a dozen vaccines that work.
If everybody would take the vaccine, but the trouble is we've got these people who are against the vaccine and who are going to get the disease and go on spreading it.
Well, so what if the rest of us are protected? That's their lookout.
Okay, it's their lookout.
Well, it is, isn't it? That's their choice. In the same way that you can say, "Oh, I would never go skiing. That looks far too dangerous." And someone will say, "Well, I'm willing to take that risk. Yes, I may, even with a helmet, I may fall over and kill myself, but I'll take that risk." We allow people to take risks in their lives, don't we?
The sadness is that they're probably putting the rest of their family at risk, who don't have that same opinion.
Well, then, but not if they've been double jabbed. We saw the stats. Only 3 of the people who've been hospitalised from COVID with the Indian strain, this terribly new dangerous strain, have had 2 jabs.
Yeah, but the anti-vaxxers won't allow their family to be vaxxed, presumably.
But you're making a lot of assumptions. The take-up of the vaccine has been off the scale in this country, way higher than any other country in Europe, way higher than America.
Yeah.
So why is it? Because it's a higher level of vaccine take-up than the government and the medics had ever predicted. So why is it still not high enough? It's never going to be enough, is it, Richard? It's every time you laugh, there are people right now who luckily are not on microphone or on camera, who are probably not listening anymore because they've thrown their radios at the wall. How dare you find this funny? I find it extraordinary. My producer's butcher, I wanted to hear what you had to say. You've been representing, issues on the NHS. I am so terrified that people like you are saying that we should stay in lockdown forever.
I don't know how to get out of the position I've got myself into now.
Well, you're a trained medic. You were elected member of Parliament. You sat on the Health Committee in the House of Commons.
Yeah.
And you think that we should basically be in a version of lockdown. I mean, you probably think we should be in more lockdown than we are now, right? You want pubs closed again, right? Is my guess.
No, I'm very, very lucky in that I have got a fairly. I'm being extremely selfish because I've
You
got a
think?
self-contained life at the moment. So I'm
Oh,
being
how
very.
lovely. How lovely for you. So you haven't got a business about to go under. You didn't have to worry about kids not going to school. And I mean, this is it. Do you not think there are millions of people like you sitting at home in your nice middle class existence, no worries about your business, kids doing fine, even if they were at home, well, they had Zoom lessons, they were okay. And you don't worry bother about wearing a mask because you only wear it for about 20 minutes in the supermarket every day. And you're sitting there saying, oh yeah, the rest of the country should stay on lockdown because a few people haven't been vaxxed and therefore we're not 100% safe, which we'd never be even if everyone was vaxxed. Do you not think that is actually an extraordinarily selfish and small-minded view?
I'm very sorry to admit it. Yes, I do think it's selfish, and I apologise.
I think I'm just glad you're not making policy, but I fear there are far too many people with your attitude who are making policy. Richard, I'm flabbergasted. I have to leave it there, but I'm absolutely flabbergasted that we are up against this. This is what we're up against. Dr. Richard Taylor, former independent MP and a member of now sort of the National Health Action Party.